right back with the lovely Hilary Duff right after this. Welcome back, everybody. My first guest, a very talented young actress and singer, best known for a role in the hit show Lizzie McGuire, starring in a movie called The Perfect Man. Heather Locklear plays her mom, so it's perfect. I can go as an older guy, leer at Heather. You see the younger guys. It works out perfectly. It's a family movie. See? It opens this Friday. Please welcome the lovely Hilary Duff. Well, you look lovely.
Oh, thank you. My feet don't touch the ground.
Oh, here, I got this little footstool thing. Here we go. Ready? Here you go.
Oh, my gosh. He really does.
Welcome to Hef's Place. Yeah. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
How you feeling? I know you're a little under the weather. You feeling okay?
I'm a little sick. Okay. Dr. Sugarman hooked me up. I hear
yeah, that's my doctor. That's right. Oh, yeah, he took care of you?
He did, yes. So he
Dr.
made it possible for me to be here.
Oh, well, good. I'll call him and thank him.
Okay.
Now, we had this earthquake. Did you feel it? Were you here?
I was out of town, actually.
Oh, so you missed it. Okay.
Yeah, thank gosh. Okay. I don't like the earthquakes here.
Have you been in one?
I haven't been in one before. And a little scary. I lived in Oakwood at the time.
Okay.
And my closet door just started rambling open. I was like, What is this? What's happening here? Like, I'm from Texas. We don't have those.
Yeah, but at the Oakwood, anytime anybody walks by, the closet door tend to do that.
Kind of.
I'm used to that. Go ahead.
My mom was like, come on. She took us out on the patio. I was like, why are we out here? We looked up and there's another patio hanging above us.
Yeah, a patio doesn't seem like the smartest place to be. Because the patio is just hanging off.
Right.
Exactly. You might want to get Mom one of those earthquake books.
Okay.
Now you're turning 18?
Yes.
Okay, that's, God, last time I saw you just turned 17. What, you went, was it fishing in Mexico?
Yeah, for my birthday. We went to Cabo.
Okay, that's right. Now, how did that go? Okay, did you catch anything?
It was great. I did. It was the very first time I ever went fishing, and I caught a 50-pound fish.
Oh, that sounds like a Fisher Liar story. Really? A 50-pound fish?
I swear you can ask anybody who's
actually 50, because, fishing
Okay,
people.
You caught me. I think it was 48 pounds.
Uh-huh. No, you're... Well, 50. How did you reel it in?
With these guns, baby.
Wow, that's very good. Wow.
No, you sit on this chair, and then the thing, some kind of alarm goes off that a fish bit onto the thing, right? The fishing pole. I'm so not technical, but then I jump up and I wanted to go first because everyone else was sick on the boat.
You weren't sitting there holding it. You were back at the hotel, and then they called you and the fish was...
over to the boat and hopped in and started doing it. No, but then they put you in this chair and you have this pole holder connected to the chair, and then you learn how to reel in and pull back and reel in and pull. And it was 10 minutes, and then my sister's rod snapped a fish bit on. So then she stole my chair because I had already gotten used to it. So it was Haley's turn, and nobody would help us. They were if you catch the fish, you have to do it yourself.
Oh.
So they're all this stuff's going on at one time. They're strapping this belt on me with the thing, and then the still going at the same time, and I finally got it. And
you got it up in the boat.
Yeah. But he was mean. He was fighting me for a long time.
Yeah, I can't imagine why being dragged out of the ocean, he'd put up a fight like that.
You didn't think you wanted to come hang out on my boat with me?
Wow. Now, did you get seasick? Are you used to being on boats? Do you go on boats very often?
No, I got a little seasick in the beginning. We got up so early in the morning, none of us had eaten anything yet, so we were oh my God. One of my friends was throwing up a little bit. It wasn't too good.
Now, you have a lot of allergies, don't you?
I do. Can you tell?
Well, we have a little cold. You want a tissue? I have a tissue here.
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll blow my nose on Jay Leno.
Well, that's okay. That's why I offered you a tissue. So you didn't blow your nose on Jay Leno. That's why I gave you... I was saying, if you blow him on Jay Leno, oh, thank you. This is it. Yeah. That's why we have the tissue. What's the worst allergic reaction you've had? Have you had something where you break out in hives, or what happens?
I don't break out in hives. No.
You get sparkly? Because you have sparkly stuff. Do you break out in sparkly?
At least that's my worst symptoms. I get sparkly.
But what is you are you allergic to? A lot of things? Only a few things?
I think, I've been traveling a lot. I was in New York, and then I went to D.C., and then coming back, and the weather there's really hot and humid, and then I got on the plane, and I couldn't even breathe or talk, and my ear, I had to get a needle poked through my eardrum, so it would relieve pressure, because I have to fly at 6 o'clock in the morning.
A needle poked through your eardrums?
Not exciting. I've had a very adventurous day.
Who did this? Was it the shoe shine guy? Because I I don't know any doctor who would, oh, you got a little pressure? Let me put a hole in your head.
No, I think it's like a normal thing that they do when you have to fly, like when you have to get on an airplane. Dr. Sugarman hooked me up. So you have to like put this little, you couldn't even feel it, but you have to put this, like this hole in your ear to relieve the pressure, and it heals, but
yeah,
scared me.
Well, yeah, a hole in the head can often be painful. So
Ever got a hole in the head?
Well, sort of. I mean, what are you allergic to? Are there things
just
like
grass and trees and weather change and airplanes?
Grass and trees and airplanes. Well,
that's pollen and stuff that people are allergic to, right? I'm not abnormal.
All right, no, I understand.
What are you allergic to?
Well, I'm the same thing. I have bad hay fever. When I go back east, my eyes. Well, I don't get it so much out here, but
yeah, I don't get it here either. Just
yeah,
to travel.
I don't remember the doctor. Let me put this in your. Oh. All right, look, and you perform for the president. We'll find out when we come back.
Okay.
Find out more about that. Here we go. Hilary Duff. Now tell me about it. You performed for the president. Now, what was that like? Were you nervous?
I don't know. You know what? I'd never get nervous ever, and I think I was a little. It was only like a couple hundred people. I think at the theater. It was at the Ford's Theater.
Okay.
And it was just being in that place with so much history, like the little booth where like John Wilkes Booth hopped over after he killed, the president, and like just so much stuff. It was incredible. It was cool to be there and having, President Bush and his wife right there, and all the. It was a big honor,
Now, what's this I heard about you? You high-fived the president, or he high-fived you? Is that any truth to that?
It's so funny. Like I read this story too that we supposedly high-fived each other and kind of missed, but that didn't really happen. So.
Oh no! So just the traditional handshake.
It wasn't a traditional handshake. It was kind of like President Bush getting a little hip. Like he kind of like did a handshake, but we didn't miss. It just wasn't like a normal like.
Like what did he do? I'll be President Bush. Give me the.
I don't really remember. It was. I could try and fake something with you now, but.
All right, go ahead. Let's see. So I mean.
I think it was kind of like a.
Oh, like a slap.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
Like that. Oh, like one of those kind of.
Yeah,
deals.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that would be cool. That would be cool. I mean.
It wasn't like a.
No. What? Well, no. Well, that would be the miss.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it's odd. I mean, you're performing for president, and you're not even old enough to vote yet.
Right.
Which is, well, it's true. You're 17.
Yeah.
Because when I don't know what I was doing at 17, but I wasn't performing for the president. I know that. I mean, you have such. I mean, do you forget that you're 17? Do you go places and people go, "Oh, I'm sorry, you have to be 18."
Yes, actually, I have a funny story that did it because I do forget that I'm 17.
Okay.
I have kind of a adult person job, and I'm not really an adult yet,
Right.
But actually, I went to go buy a cell phone the other day because I'm kind of klutzy and I drop it all the time and it broke and I needed to get a new one. And
right.
I think we're all on this like family plan.
Right.
Like my mom and my sister and I are all on this family plan. And I went into the phone store to go buy a new cell phone and a new service and everything. And then I got it all situated, got my number, and then I put my credit card down and like they went to charge it and they're like, "Oh, you have no credit." And I was like, what? Like I thought it was all out of money or like I didn't know what happened, Like I know I have money in the bank and
right.
I didn't know what happened, so I called and they were like, you have no credit. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like I almost started crying. I was like, what's happened to me? Where'd my money go? And I'm not 18 yet, so I guess I can't buy a cell phone when you have no credit. I guess I could have done it through like a corporation or something.
Oh, okay.
But since
so you didn't get your cell phone?
No, I had to bring my sister back with me the next day and like be like, she has an ID and she's over 18, and it was kind of embarrassing.
Wow.
It's like they turned me away, like declined.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of weird. Oh, we love your movies. We love your... I'm sorry.
We can't sell you the cell phone.
And you couldn't even make the call to call your sister because you didn't get a cell phone.
Right, exactly. I had to drive all the way home. And...
Wow, okay. Now tell us about The Perfect Man. Tell us about this.
It's, Heather Locklear plays my mom.
Right, which makes me laugh. I don't know why that seems funny to me, but I'm at the age now where Heather Locklear is the mom, which seems hilarious to me. But okay.
Well, she was great in it. I love Heather, and Chris Noth plays the perfect man from Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
And, let's see, Ben Feldman plays my best friend in it, and he was just great. And it's really just about like a mother and daughter story, and how there's two love stories within. Like Holly, my character, kind of falls in love for the first time, and Heather eventually ends up finding a perfect man, but it's kind of throughout like my plot and scheme to get her there. And Holly has no roots. Like, she's grown up with her mom, just moving them all over different towns because she hooks up with, like, random guys and gets her heart broken. And so it's about, like, the mother and daughter butting heads and how they kind of re-mend their relationship.
Have you seen anybody, either you know or don't know in history, who might have been the perfect man for you? This is the clip. Before we get to the clip, I'm just curious. Is there anybody like who would be the perfect?
Perfect?
Besides me. It's a hard question.
I don't know. You know, I think there's no such thing as perfect.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Because if everyone was perfect, then that would mean we would have to be perfect, and that's no fun, right?
Well, okay.
Is that my good way of, like, sneaking around?
Yeah,
the
you snuck around that good. You know something?
Do you have a perfect woman, Jay?
She's sitting right here. See how you answer the question?
I'm so flattered.
You know what that means? I would be then sitting in prison because you're only 17. But, but let's take a look. Here's a scene from the Perfect Man.
For?
Me? Isn't that weird? Someone left me flowers?
Who? What's the card say?
Let's see. How many women can look like a goddess in a bakery uniform? You are a vision.
Who said them?
A secret admirer.
Before the scene started, it's this whole thing with, like, me setting up, like, all these different things to get my mom to think that someone is involved with her, you know, so she's not just going for any random guy, and she is kind of interested in this baker that's really cheesy that takes her to, like, a Styx concert. And I'm like, oh, God, this guy's got to go, you know, and so I'm thinking of all these things to get this other guy in her head, even though there's no guy.
Okay.
And it's this whole plot with me, like, running up and down the stairs and her missing the doorbell every time I ring it, and I get in, like, this brawl with this homeless man that tries to steal the orchid, and it's... There's a lot of funny parts in the movie.
Oh, well, check it out. It opens this Friday.
Yes.
This Friday. Perfect Man. Be right back with great funny man Jim Norton right after this. Hilary Duff. Thanks for coming out of the Alrighty, my next guest, very talented comedian from New York City. He's on the Opie and Anthony show on XM Satellite Radio every single morning. June 25th, he'll be at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia. Please welcome Jim Norton.
Thanks a lot, everybody. You guys are great. Thank you.
Hey, lift your feet. I don't think you'd be all right without them. Well, there you go, buddy. So are you liking LA now? I know you are a dyed-in-the-wool New York. Are you enjoying your... Well, any other celebrities that you've seen with dating? Are you seeing anyone right now?
I might do it. If you're in a bar, you're like, where are you from? And then I rub my hands together vigorously.
Yeah, that's...
While staring at her cleavage and mumbling, nice.
I could see how that could be a problem.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, did you,
You just stumble into that problem every once in a while?
Yeah.
17.
What's that?
17.
Ooh, too old.
Now, did you watch the Tyson fight Saturday? But he's the champ. Jim, very funny. He's on the Opie and Anthony show every morning on satellite radio, and of course at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia. Thank you, buddy. Be right back with the Kaiser Chiefs right after this. On the show. Hey, Hilary Duff, thank you very much. And of course, Jim Norton, very funny. Stay tuned for Conan coming up next. Good night, everybody.
And we'll be back with Hilary Duff. But first, your local news.